Konnichiwa, Japan fans. In today's show, we are going to be talking about a very important ingredient in selling. Eigo desu. それでは行きましょう. So, let's get going. This is the 4th year of the Sales Japan Series podcast. We're broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku here in downtown Tokyo. It is Chic Central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guide committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, the best-selling author, Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. In this podcast, I want to help you survive COVID-19. We are not being sponsored by LivSim, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by LivSim. Unlike many other hosting organizations, LivSim have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesday, the Presentation Japan Series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan Series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan Series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 213. We are talking about sell with passion. We often hear that people buy on emotion and justify with logic. The strange thing is, where is this emotion coming from? Most Japanese salespeople speak in a very dry, grey, logical fashion, expecting to convince the buyer to hand over their dough. I am a salesperson, but as the president of my company, also a buyer of goods and services. I've been living in Japan this third time continuously since 1992. In all of that time, I am struggling to recall any Japanese salesperson who spoke with emotion about their offer. It is always low energy, low impact, talking all the time. There are no questions and just a massive download of information delivered in a monotone delivery. As salespeople, our job is to join the conversation going on in the mind of the buyer. But it's also more than that. The buyer's mental meanderings won't necessarily have the degree of passion we need for them to make a purchasing decision. So we have to influence the course of that internal conversation they are having. This is where our own passion comes in. I always thought Japanese people were unemotional before I moved to Japan the first time in 1979. The ones I had met in business in Australia were very reserved and quite self-contained. They seemed very logical and detail-oriented. After I moved here, I realized I had the wrong information. Japanese people are very emotional in business. This is related closely to trust. Once they trust you, they have made an emotional investment to keep using you. No one likes to make a mistake or fail. And the best way to avoid that is to deal with people you can trust. How do you know you can trust them? There is some track record of reliability there that tells you the person or company you are dealing with is a known quantity that will act predictably and correctly every time. The problem with this approach, though, is that you will only ever be able to sell to existing accounts. What about gaining new customers? You have no track record, no predictability as yet. When you meet a new customer, they are mentally sizing you up, asking themselves, can I trust you? Naturally, a good way to overcome the lack of track record is to create one. Offer a sample order or something for free. This takes the risk out of the equation for the person you are dealing with. To get involved with a new supplier means they have to sell the idea to their boss, who has to sell it to their boss, on up the line. No one wants to take the blame if it all goes south. A free or small trial order is great risk containment tactic and makes it easy for all parties concerned to participate in the experiment. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do these in our Super Safe Classroom. We do them live online. We do them in Japanese. We do them in English. Today's show is sponsored by, on the 4th of December, in our Professional Leadership Series, we're looking at innovation. On the 8th of December, we'll be doing a course on human relations and communication skills. On the 11th of December, we'll have another one in our Professional Leadership Series on analyzing problems and making decisions. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery. This is the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery. Both are available on Amazon. Check out our website, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 1,000 for you at Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's a premiere business show in Japan, comes out every Monday. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews. This is where I interview leaders from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of an industry on one topic, that is to say, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Puro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. The other success ingredient is passion for your product or service. When the buyer feels that passion, it is contagious, and they are more likely to give you a try to at least see if there's some value to continue working with you. When he was in his mid-20s, my Japanese father-in-law started a business in Nagoya and needed to get clients. He targeted a particular company, and every morning he would stand in front of the president's house and bow as he was leaving by car for the office. After 2 weeks of this, the president sent one of his people to talk to him to see why he was there every day bowing when the president left for work. When he heard that my father-in-law wanted to supply his company with curtain products, he told him to see one of his subordinates in his office to discuss it. That company eventually became a huge buyer and established my father-in-law's business. Was that a logical decision? just because some unknown character is hanging around your house every day like a stalker? No, it was an emotional decision. What my father-in-law was showing the president was his passion, belief, commitment, discipline, patience, seriousness, earnestness, and guts. That is a pretty good lineup for a new supplier in order to be given a chance. We need to remember that buyers are wanting to know our level of belief in what we are selling. The way we express that is through our passion and commitment to the relationship and the product or service we supply. Is our demeanor showing enough passion without it seeming fake or contrived? Do we have enough faith in what we are selling that it naturally pours out of the pores of our skin? Are we painting strong enough word pictures to get the buyer emotionally involved in a future involving what we sell? Audit your own levels of passion when you are in front of the buyer. Do you sound sold on your own offer? Do you sound committed to go the extra mile? Do you sound confident and assured, showing no hesitation? Are you honest about what is possible and what is not possible? Always understand that buyers, whether for themselves or for the company, buy on emotion and justify it with logic. Make sure you can supply that emotional requirement as well as the strong rationale for them to buy your offer. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today. Go out there and survive. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy, committed to your success here in Nippon.